Hi everyone, namaste and welcome back to Come Together Yoga Circle. I'm Alicia and today we'll be working on this half-hour yoga twist. So twists are known to be naturally energizing, providing us with a little boost of energy. They stimulate our body's internal organs and they restore our spine's natural range of motion, which becomes increasingly important as we begin to age. So really suitable for all levels and no props are required, but you're certainly welcome to use them if you have them. So there is a twisting triangle and a balancing half moon coming up later in the practice, and you might want a block ready for that. So we'll begin today's practice lying down in Shavasana. So this is your invitation to take up space. And we'll begin the same way we always do by taking these first few moments to draw the awareness to our breath. So taking a nice big deep inhale through the nose, feeling the belly and the rib cage expand. And an even bigger exhale out. As we begin to close off outside distractions and shift our focus to the practice ahead. So maybe you notice the sound of my voice, or the cool air as it begins to circulate around the room, or the rise and fall of your belly with every inhale and exhale. Just allowing yourself to soften down into the mat. Softening the muscles in your forehead. Relaxing your jaw. Lengthening through the back of your neck. And relaxing your shoulders. You might want to use this time to set an intention for your practice. So that might be one word that captures something you want to focus on, or something you want to carry with you throughout your day today. And then when you're ready, you can begin to open your eyes if you weren't there already. And we're going to be coming into our first twist. So keeping the right leg straight, we'll draw the left knee in, catching a hold of the shin and gently drawing it. And you can give yourself some ankle circles or gently sway the thigh from side to side, just creating a little bit of movement. And then I'm going to use my right hand to guide that knee across my body. And I'm placing my left arm out to the side to keep my shoulder blades grounded down to the mat. So my chest is pointing up and I'm twisting from the navel down. And coming back to center, we'll switch sides. So keeping the left leg straight, we'll draw the right knee in, catching a hold of the shin and drawing it in. Go ahead and give yourself some ankle circles or sway the thigh from side to side. And this time I'm using my left hand to guide that knee across my body in a twist. And I'm placing my right arm out to the side to keep the shoulder blades grounded down to the mat while I breathe into my lower back. So this time, instead of coming back to center, we'll roll all the way over onto our bellies. Slide your elbows underneath your shoulders, engage your quads, and think about lifting through the sternum versus lifting our chin as we come into Sphinx pose. So we want to see if we can feel this as much in the mid-back as we can in the lower back. Let's take 3 breaths here together. And on the next exhale, we lower down. Slide your hands back in line with your shoulders. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. And we'll take 3 inhales and exhales together in Cobra pose. So as we inhale, we lift the upper body up, keeping the neck in line with our spine. Exhale to lower down. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift the upper body up. Exhale to lower down. And one more time, inhaling. Exhaling, plant the palms, press into all 5 fingers as we push all the way up into seal pose. So take a moment here, taking these first few moments of our practice to really connect our movements with our breath. So yoga is all about that mind-body connection. And then we'll push all the way back into tabletop pose. So we'll take 3 breaths together in cat and cow. So as we inhale, we drop the belly, lift the gaze, curl the tailbone up, and then exhale, round the back, bring chin to chest. Again, inhaling, drop the belly, lift the gaze, curl the tailbone up. Exhale, round the back, bring chin to chest. And one more time each way. Inhaling. Exhale. Come back to a neutral spine and we'll find thread the needle. So as we inhale, the right arm rises. Take a moment, feel the expansion across the chest. And then exhale, thread it through, dropping shoulder and ear to the mat. So I'm going to go ahead and reach my left arm overhead, and I'm pushing evenly in between both arms. So your option here is to stay in this variation, or you can intensify a little bit by reaching that left leg up and back. So I'm making one big diagonal line from my left fingertips to my left toes. So keep pushing that left hip down, and I'm using the power of my glute to lift that leg a little bit higher. Good, then the left knee comes down, slide the left hand back in, and we'll push back up into tabletop. So let's do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, thread it through. So I'm reaching my right arm overhead, pressing evenly in between both arms. So take a moment here, find your balance and your option to stay here, or you can intensify a little bit by reaching the right leg up and back. So very normal for one side to feel different than the other. Good. Bring the right knee back down. Slide your right hand back in, and we'll push back up into tabletop. Good. Let's go ahead and tuck our toes, and we'll come into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, our first downward facing dog of the practice. So go ahead and pedal out your feet here. Don't worry if your heels aren't touching. So we're still just warming up. But press into the palms of your hands. Turn your shoulders into their outer back pockets. Press your chest towards your thighs and curl your tailbone up towards the sky. Good. We're going to take our right leg, reach it high into the air, bend the knee, open up the hip, and then we'll send the right leg all the way through, spinning the back heel to the shorter edge of the mat. Inhale, rise up and find your Virabhadrasana 2, your Warrior 2 position. So bend generously into that front knee, pressing evenly in between both feet. So relax your shoulders back and down, palms facing down, gazes out over those front fingertips. So come into the power and the strength of your warrior. So this is a powerful pose. Good. Let's take 3 breaths here. And then we're going to go ahead, shorten your stance a little bit as you start to straighten that front leg. Push your hips back, reach the right arm forward, and then when you're ready, we're all going to evolve into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So pull up on the quads and engage the core, and that bottom hand is either going to come to the shin or down to the ankle, but no lower than the ankle because we want to keep the core and the obliques engaged. So take a moment here in the pose to really find your center. Good. Inhale to come up. And then if you have a block ready, go ahead and grab that because we're going to be coming into our twisting triangle. So walk the back foot in a couple of inches, spin the back heel to about a 45-degree angle, and then square off your hips and shoulders. We're going to hinge forward at the waist. Stop when you find that natural point of resistance, and then our left hand is going to come down to a block or the mat, whatever is more accessible to you, and the right hand is going to go skyward. So give yourself permission here to meet yourself wherever you're at in your practice today. So this is a big spinal twist. This is a big hamstring stretch. So yoga is not a competition, and it's not about twisting or bending ourselves into any type of pose. So it doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be bad. It's just about meeting ourselves wherever we're at in our practice today. Good. Inhale to come up. We're going to step onto the right foot. We're coming into revolved hand to big toe. So So press into all four corners of your standing foot. Lift the left knee, and we're going to catch a hold of it with the right hand. The left arm is going to reach to the back of the room in a twist, and allow yourself to really grow to your full height here. So if you want to stay in this variation of your pose, that's good. If you want to intensify this a little bit, go ahead and grab your big toe with your two-piece fingers and push through the heel to straighten the top leg. So while maintaining your full height. Good, gently release that. And then we'll take a vinyasa. So inhale into extended mountain. Exhale to forward fold. Step back into plank, hug the elbows in. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Coming into upward facing dog, where we all meet back in downward facing dog. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. Left leg rises. Bend the knee, open up the hip. We'll send the left leg all the way through. Spin the back heel to the shorter edge of the mat. Inhale, rise up. Find your warrior two on the second side. So again, press generously into that front knee. And do a little visual check here. Make sure that that front knee isn't caving in. So keep pressing it out towards the baby toe. And we want to create dynamic tension here. So it's as if we're trying to tear that mat apart in between both feet. Good. Holding here for a couple more breaths. Good. Start to shorten your stance a little bit as we straighten that front leg. Reach the left arm forward, and when you can't go any further, we all evolve into triangle. So make sure that that top arm is reaching up and back, and our gaze is either right in front of us or up at that top hand. So whatever is more comfortable for you. One more breath. And then we'll inhale to come up. And if you had a block ready for the first side, you're probably going to want it ready for the second side as we come into that twisting triangle. So walk the back foot in a couple of inches, squaring off the hips and shoulders, hinging forward at the waist, and then stop when you find that natural point of resistance. And the right hand comes down to a block or the mat, and it'll be our left hand that reaches skyward this time. So it's okay, even if you don't have a block, to take a small knee bend. So just a reminder here that props are not digressions or lesser variations. They're just a different way of experiencing the pose. Good. One more big, beautiful breath here together. And then we'll inhale to come up. We're coming back into that revolved hand to big toe. So stepping on the left foot this time. And we'll catch a hold of the right knee with our left hand. And the right arm reaches to the back of the room. So press really strong into all four corners of the standing foot. That'll help keep you balanced. Squeeze your glutes. Grow to your full height. And again, if you want to intensify this a little bit, grab a hold of your big toe with your two peace fingers. Push through that heel and see if you can straighten the top leg. Good. Gently release that, and we'll take a vinyasa. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back into plank, hug the elbows in. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Coming into upward facing dog, where we all meet back in downward facing dog. Okay, take the right leg, reach it high into the air. Bend the knee, open up the hip, and then we'll send the right leg all the way through. Inhale as we rise up, as we come into our crescent lunge or our high lunge. So you'll hear it referred to as both. So we're on the ball of our back foot and pushing off the front heel. Hands either come to prayer or they reach overhead. So really, chest is lifted and we're thinking about grounding down through the lower body and reaching up and extending through the fingertips. So really trying to make and establish that connection. So push nice and strong into that back leg. Good, and on the next exhale, we'll open to the back of the room in a twist. Good, one more breath, and then the left hand comes down to the mat. Right arm reaches skyward, easy twist. So we want to create space here between the belly and the thigh. So we want to make sure our belly is not resting on our thigh and keep pushing nice and strong into that back leg so there's no bend in the back knee. So if you have a block ready, you might want to grab it. We're coming into Ardha Chandrasana, our balancing half moon. So both hands come down to the mat, framing the front foot. We're going to step onto our right leg, pick up the back leg, no higher than parallel to the floor. Flex the back foot. And then when you're ready, we're going to open to the front of the room. So focus your eyes and your gaze on one spot. Steady your breath. If you wobble or if you fall, just come right back into it. We'll be right here waiting for you. So yoga is called a practice for a reason. The more you do it, the better you get. Good. Bringing the left foot in to meet the right. Drop the tail. Inhale, rise up into extended mountain, and we'll take our flow. So exhale into forward fold. Step back into plank. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Coming into upward facing dog, where we all meet back in downward facing dog. So what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. Left leg rises. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Send the left leg all the way through. Inhale as we rise up. Find your crescent lunge on your second side. So again, we're on the ball of the back foot, pushing off the front heel, and hands either come to prayer position or they're reaching overhead. We'll take 3 more breaths here together in the pose. And then on the next exhale, we're going to open to the front of the room in a twist. So keep squeezing the glute and squeezing the quad. And then the right hand comes down to the mat. Right arm reaches skyward, easy twist. Do a little visual check here. Make sure that that front knee isn't falling open to the side. And keep pushing nice and strong into that back leg, so no bend in the back knee. And if you had a block ready for the first side, you might want it ready for the second side. So we're coming back into that balancing half moon. So bringing the left hand down to frame the front foot. We're gonna pick up the back leg, so it's no higher than parallel to the floor. Steady your eyes, steady your focus on one spot. So when you feel balanced, when you feel steady, we're gonna open to the back of the room this time. Good. And bringing the right foot in to meet the left. Drop your tail. Inhale as we rise up. And we'll take our final flow of the practice. So we exhale into forward fold. Stepping back into plank. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Coming into upward facing dog, where we all meet back in downward facing dog. Taking a moment here just to notice how this downward facing dog might be different than the one we started with. And then we'll allow ourselves to come all the way down onto our knees, keeping our hips stacked over our knees. We'll take camel. So any variation you choose, and add a twist. Coming back to center, and we'll twist the other way. And coming back to center, we'll allow ourselves to come all the way down onto the mat, into a seated position for some hamstring stretches. So keeping the right foot out in front of us, we'll draw the left heel in nice and close. Inhale all the way up. And as we exhale, we come forward, leading with the chest to grab a hold of the shin or the ankle. Maybe you catch a hold of the foot, so whatever is accessible to you. And we're here for 8 breaths. So, can you use your breath to slow things down and just completely surrender to the pose? Slowly walking ourselves back up. We'll find half Lord of the Fishes. So crossing the left leg over the right, bend at the right knee, or you can have the option to keep the right leg straight out in front of you. We're gonna genie shape the arms, sitting up nice and tall, and use our core strength to twist towards that knee. So stop when you can't go any further, and then we'll cross our elbow over the knee, and we're looking out over the left shoulder. And coming back to center, we'll do the same thing on the other side. So keeping the left leg out in front of us, draw the right heel in nice and close. Inhale all the way up. And as we exhale, allowing ourselves to come forward, grabbing a hold of whatever is accessible. And we're here for 8 breaths. So in yoga, twists are seen as being very detoxifying. So if you're hanging on to any residual energies, now is the time to just let them all go as we start to close off this practice. Good, 3 more cleansing breaths together. And slowly walking ourselves back up. Making sure we're sitting on both sit bones. You can cross the right leg over the left. Bend the left knee. Make that little genie shape with your arms, and we'll turn towards our right knee. Stop when you can't go any further, and then anchor the elbow over the knee in a twist. And I'm looking out over my right shoulder. Coming back to center, we'll take Balasana, Child's Pose. So toes together, knees apart, forehead to mat. as we sink our hips back and just allowing ourselves to completely melt on down.